Okay, so the case that I'm going to be covering is identify defects and pinpoint root cause with smart analytics for LoadRunner Cloud. And this is a test that I run before, where there's a bottleneck already. I already know that there is a bottleneck in response time. You can see it there. But let's take a look at the anomalies and see how LoadRunner can help identify that part. So we can see that around 13 minutes, and there's a bunch of anomalies with range from 5 to 4, 3, and so. But the highest ones are these ones that they lasted 48 minutes. Let's take a look at the 9% there. For example, we can add it to a single pane, or you can add it to a new pane. Let's add it to a new pane. So this is how it looks like. So this is transaction 302, which is go to tablets. So I run 3 scripts for this specific test. And let's remove now this one, and then let's get back the filter in here. So the reason I want to show this one is because you can see that there is the highlighted part shows that there is an anomaly detected here, and it's of range 5, which is the highest, and is for transaction 301, which is the first transaction for scenario 3, and then go to tablets, and then also check out, etc. But it's basically scenario 3. Now, if we want to dig deeper into the actual scenario 3, because we already know that scenario 3 is having the issue, let's hide everything and let's just show scenario 3. So here's just scenario 3, but you can see the high response time is for the first transaction. But let's just check the location, because we can actually filter here by location, and you can see that for example, the highest one was for California for scenario 3, right? Everything here is scenario 3, and then there was also from North Virginia, Frankfurt, and so on. So you can see this that is all over the place from different locations that are run. Then this is very good information. We know that there is a bottleneck, but where the bottleneck is. Well, we know that it affects response times, but if we have monitoring, we're going to be able to determine where the bottleneck is. In this case, I have the monitoring of the backend servers. And let's add use memory and see LoadRunner Cloud here detected an anomaly. Like around 13 minutes into the test, this anomaly was detected. But it doesn't, I don't see any, like it went down and then up, but I don't see any obvious bottleneck. If I put the CPU, you can see that the CPU around 13 minutes, it was at 40% or so. And then here, LoadRunner detected an anomaly, and it actually went to 100%. So the actual bottleneck is the CPU, and LoadRunner Cloud, its anomaly detection is telling you that there is something going on here, and that you should pay attention to this particular metric. So let's put the two of them, the CPU and memory, because that's usually what customers they like to see. And this is a monitoring view. Now let's go to the summary view. This one I like it because it has 3 widgets, but it has the graph that we did here before, which is the CPU, memory, and users. And you can see there's a bottleneck around 15 minutes. But I also have the transaction response times. You also see here all anomaly detected by LoadRunner Cloud, and then errors is just to give you an idea, when the errors started. They started actually at 25 minutes, not at 13, where the bottleneck was, but it went until 16,000. So it was a lot of errors. So the application didn't die at the 13-minute mark, but it died later. Now let's take a look at the transactions, because here you can arrange by average, and then you can basically confirm what you saw before, which is scenario 3 is the highest one, but there's scenario 2 here, which is the first step, which is go to the URL, the starting URL, and actually they have an issue. Even scenario 1 is also having an issue. So there's 3 scenarios, there's 3 scripts that I run. And then if we want to know more about errors, So we know that scenario 3, you can see it has the most of the errors. Then what kind of errors do we have? Well, we have 8,047 of text store not found, so validation error for scenario 3, but then there is another one for scenario 3 here, which is actually a 500 internal server error. And we already know that, it most probably died, the application died later. So CPU was high, that's the bottleneck, but then after around 25 minutes, we started seeing those high response times and those errors, and it is the application basically died. And then if we want to combine everything, what I showed before, this is a very good graph where I put here use memory, right? The anomaly detection of the CPU is here, like around 13 minutes. The anomaly detection of the response times is here too, like around 13 minutes too. And this is running users, which we said bottlenecks around 50 users. And then the errors is actually this purple line. So the errors, they actually start like around this point here. Well, sorry, like around this point, which is like 25 minutes into the test. Most of the errors are 500. So, we were able to discover all of this data just from all the graphs and the anomaly detection of LoadRunner Cloud. Okay, with that, we were able to pinpoint that the CPU is the issue here. But the response times, they are also high for the different transactions.